I will be ghosting the guy I'm in love with and I am so angry at him for making me do this. I told myself before I even knew he existed that this would be my last attempt at dating anyone, that if it didn't work out, I was fine being on my own and I'd just be done with dating. I don't need someone to feel happy or complete. I have enough in my life that's made me pretty damn content with things, but it's nice to have someone to share those things with, and I for sure thought he was the guy I was going to be sharing that with indefinitely. After being single for about 3 years, I got back into dating. The first one that went past talking was a busy. I met Ben on a dating app and we had a conversation and then we went radio silent for over a month, but once we got back in contact in November of last year, we never went more than a couple days without speaking. We would FaceTime for hours. We're both single parents with neurodivergent children. Ben and I had very open and honest communication, that up until now, was maintained. My kids and family love him. His son loves me and he kids. From the time we started talking and then dating, everything has been amazing. He was always telling me how much he loves and appreciates me. He'll cook me dinner and do the dishes after, cuddle whenever I want, and always wants to talk to me about anything and everything. When I talk to him, he listens and sympathizes and supports me. He never once has talked down to me or insulted me. Which is why, when he told me he was going to be driving up to New York City to pick a friend from the UK that I had never heard of, and go on a several months long road trip with her, culminating in him then moving to the UK for schooling, I was floored. It was midnight and we were in my car driving to his parents' house when he told me this. It was in the middle of nowhere and we were going there to pick up tools to put my furniture together. So, I basically shut down and didn't acknowledge anything he said with anything more than you need to do what's right for you and I need to do what's right for me. In my head, I'd already decided we were over and I was in survival mode. I just had to get through the next couple of days and then I'd just slow fade on him while he has his road trip with a random female friend I had conveniently never heard of before this, and then once he officially left, I could finally just completely block him everywhere. But he spent the next 2 days talking about the whole thing in a way that just infuriated me and was honestly so insulting. He kept saying he had to do this because he really wanted to go out and explore and see the world, which yeah I get, and completely related to, but we're single parents. It's not practical, nor responsible to just up and leave your kids to go jaunt around the country for funsies without a care in the world. We are responsible for the lives we created and he's just up and leaving his son because? He has to go do this with his friend, he can't wait and do this with his son as a bonding experience between the two of them? He told me he wasn't doing this to sleep with other people, which in my experience is something someone says when that's exactly why they're doing it. And the knowledge that he's going on this trip with some woman he's never told me about, having what he thinks are going to be life-changing experiences with her and not his son or me or anyone close to him, is just mind-blowingly selfish and immature. I will say I'm not particularly hurt. I cried for about 5 minutes when I was alone and then the rage and disappointment set in. I really don't understand how he thought he could make such a unilateral decision that would impact our relationship and my children's and his son's lives, and it would be totally fine with me and I'd just smile and nod along like this whole thing wasn't completely bag of cats crazy. Like, he kept assuring me that he would fly back from the UK every few months to visit as if that would be totally fine and I'd just go along with it because it's totally normal for the guy you're dating to abandon you and your children and his own child to go on a road trip with a random woman before moving to another country with her for an indefinite amount of time. I say this with all the sincerity in the world, what the absolute duck. And now my kids are going to be devastated that they won't get to see someone they absolutely adore and we won't get to see his son anymore. We love his son. I'm heartbroken I won't get to see that sweet little boy anymore. Seriously, why the duck did he have to be such a shithead? He left the day before yesterday for New York City and sent me a screenshot of where he was on his trip. I sent back a gif of David Rose saying take care while shutting the door and rolling his eyes. I am beyond done with him, but I'm just mad. I can't get over how mad I feel. Like, burn the world to the ground angry. The fact that I'm aware of his existence at all is insulting to me on a molecular level. I hope he has the road trip he deserves and I hope I never see him again.